Morning, guys. Let's see. Excuse today. Kayla here. Mason. Riley here. Jaylian. Oh, where's Riley? Riley's not here. Okay. Val's here. Katie. Katie. Let me see if I have an email. Dakota. I think he's gonna have an issue, but not sure. Dalton. Dawson here. Olivia. Nate's here, Mary's here, Mandy here, and Sharon. And Austin has an issue. Okay. All right. Last time we started talking about whether or not, at least using the last 97 years of data, whether or not CAPM was a good description of asset returns. Turned out it wasn't, at least as far as looking at the portfolios that are based on size. Now, today we will look at portfolios that are based on book to market, or value versus growth distinction. I kept the file we had from last time because other than the returns for the individual portfolios, all the setup is there. All I have to do is let's unhide these, get the returns from decile 1 to decile 10, but based on sorts of book to market. For that purpose, let's go to CamFrench database. And we're going to get the portfolios formed on book to market. Let me open this file. Let me see. Oh, they actually changed this. These portfolios used to be from 1963. Let's make sure that that's what we are doing. Yeah, okay. Here the shortened notation B means book value of equity, ME means market value of equity. Stocks are sorted at the end of June of each year based on their book to market ratio. And the bottom 10% goes to decile 1. Those are the growth firms, because if you're expected to grow a lot in the future, your market value is a lot higher compared to your book value. And the top 10% are the value firms. Those portfolios again are held for a year. Then everything is resorted. What I'm going to do, I'm going to basically create a copy of this file, this sheet. And I'm going to call these, I don't know what you're doing, book to market deciles. Since my setup is just based on this data, all I have to do is change this data. In fact, let me just to remind myself that this is input data. So I'll go to the file that I downloaded from CamFrench's database. These last 10 are the deciles. And in case you're wondering, these 5 are based on the quintiles, you know, the lowest 20%, highest 20%, what have you. Copy all of those and paste them into place with just the values. Now everything else is pretty much the same. Just looking at the raw returns, as you can see, there's a pattern here as well. Over the last 97 years or so, growth firms returned an average of about 0.9%, and the value firms about 1.3. You know, that's 1.4. It's a pretty big number. On the size, the difference wasn't even that high. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was about the same. The difference between a large cap and small cap was about 0.45. Here, the difference between value versus growth is also about 0.45. Okay. Since I'm not going to need these anymore, I'm not going to need to look at them anymore. I'm going to hide them. Same thing with these. And this is based on book to markets. Again, I'm going to look at that chart later, but remember, these green areas, they are for the returns over and above what you want to call risk-free rate. So risk premium for growth stocks is about 0.6% a month, but it's about 1% for the value stocks. That kind of explains back in 50s and 60s, people started talking about value investment strategies. They basically invest in those kinds of firms that have book to market ratios that are high or market to book that are low. Warren Buffett is also that kind of investor. You know, when you have that kind of differential, it does matter. In terms of risk, as you can see, returns on the growth companies are not as risky as returns on the value firms. Again, correlations are much higher for growth firms compared to value firms. In terms of beta, it's kind of what we expect. Betas are lower for growth firms, and they tend to be much higher for the value firms, especially these last two deciles. So in that sense, some of that extra return differential is explained by the difference explained by extra beta, but not necessarily all of them. Remember, CAPM makes two major predictions that are testable. One of them is the alpha should be pretty much zero, which means once you account for beta, there shouldn't be any excess return. It is not, maybe except around here, it's a little bit higher. But looking at the trainer ratio, again, it's a little bit higher, okay? We may get better signals if you looked at the quintiles. Let me actually move these. I'm gonna redo these. Quintile 5. And let's open this and get the quintile data. They are the ones over here. Remember, a quintile, lowest quintile means 20% of the firms that are smallest, if you're sorting based on size. And we're gonna get rid of these. I don't need this chart anymore. Obviously, I don't need these either.